Gage Grosskreutz is going to be probably suing a lot of people coming up here. In fact, he's already filed a lawsuit against pretty much everyone. He's got the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department in there. He's got the Kenosha Police Department, the City of Kenosha, whoever you can think of, he's got it in there. There's one person he hasn't got in the lawsuit. That's Kyle Rittenhouse. That's kind of odd, since it was Kyle that shot him, but whatever the case, we have here the latest from his lawyer. Oh, yes, Kimberly Motley. And she's going to go on here and tell us the latest update on Gage's lawsuit. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
And here we go.
Ultimately, the prosecution did not meet the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt that Kyle Rittenhouse should be held accountable. Now, one of the linchpins of their argument was an account from the only person to survive being shot by Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yes, that was a very biased statement that he made, but I'm not sure it wasn't taken out of context. So leave the guy alone.
Sean Gallagher spoke with Gage Grosskreutz, attorney, about the outcome of this trial.
Yeah, Charles, remember, Gaige Grosskreutz was considered the star witness for the state, but ultimately this verdict lies on his account of what happened that late August night.
The prosecution was relying on him as their star witness? Whoa.
And ultimately led to Kyle Rittenhouse being found not guilty.
Yeah, when you put Gaige Grosskreutz on the stand and you're the prosecutor, the defendant is probably going to walk.
The families of the other people shot by Kyle Rittenhouse last August, Gaige Grosskreutz attorney says he too was stunned by Rittenhouse being found not guilty on all charges.
Stunned? Frankly, I thought it might be a hung jury, but I wasn't exactly stunned.
It's extremely disappointing, the verdict. Frankly, I don't completely understand how they came to this conclusion.
When she says she doesn't completely understand, then you should just go like, mm-hmm. Of course she doesn't understand. This is Kimberly Motley. We all watched the trial. We knew that the prosecutor had an uphill climb, but not Kimberly.
But this is our legal system. I think it is disappointing.
Kim Motley is the attorney for Gaige Grosskreutz and the estate of Joseph Rosenbaum.
The estate of Joseph Rosenbaum. Well, he doesn't have the plastic bag anymore. I don't know what he has.
She is proud of Grosskreutz' strength in reliving that night under oath.
He took the stand. He was not subpoenaed to come to court, but he did come to court, and he told...
Under your advisement? Well, if so, you're an idiot. Under no circumstances should he have gone up there willingly. Yeah, if you get subpoenaed, you got no choice. But what the hell? We all saw what he did. We knew that he was pointing the gun at Kyle when Kyle shot him, and you advised him to go on the stand? Now, I'm assuming that you did. And by the way, it was really, really dumb for you to file that lawsuit at this time. Why didn't you wait till after the trial? No, you filed a lawsuit right before he was going to be taking the stand, giving the defense all the ammo they wanted. All they had to do was just tell the jury, hey, he's going to make $10 million if he lies on the stand. And the jury was like, okay, $10 million? Would I lie? Oh, yeah, definitely. $10 million.
Told the truth.
That truth included him carrying a gun during the protests, and he said on the stand he pointed it at Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, if that is the truth, then why did you put him on the stand for him to tell the truth?
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him that he fired, right?
Correct.
Yes, he pointed his gun at Rittenhouse after his arm was nearly shot off, and he thought that he was going to die.
So let me get this straight. You're a lawyer. You got a law degree. And your argument is that Gaige Grosskreutz pointed his gun at Kyle after he got shot by Kyle Rittenhouse. After he got his bicep blown into the next universe, that's when he decided, let me point the gun at Kyle. That's your argument? I would love to see you go with this one in the civil trial. This will be good. People out there who think that I pick on Kimberly Motley, go back and play it again. She claims that Gage pointed a gun at Kyle after the shooting. Okay.
And so it wasn't an intentional pointing his weapon at Rittenhouse.
No, it was accidental. He just happened to, he was flown around and for a moment, it just happened to be pointing at Kyle. Okay.
He obviously didn't pull the trigger against Rittenhouse. He came to court, he told the truth, and the jurors looked at all the evidence, and that's the conclusion that they came away with.
Yeah, he didn't pull the trigger because Kyle blew his bicep off. It's hard to pull the trigger when you have no bicep. Now, it could be that he had no intention of pulling the trigger, and that's very well maybe the case. I'd believe that story, or at least I would consider it plausible. And Gage went on the stand and said that under no circumstances would he have fired on Kyle, even though he considered him a serious threat to himself and others. He still wouldn't open fire on him. Somebody doesn't need a concealed carry permit. I mean, of what use are you? You perceive a threat? A kid with an AR-15, and in your mind, this kid is extremely dangerous. He's out shooting people. He just shot Anthony Huber. I'll put my gun on it, but I'm not going to pull the trigger. Then you don't need a concealed carry permit. You are worthless.
It's a conclusion that's a concerning reality of the court of law to Motley, after no one has been held criminally responsible for the shootings of Jacob Blake or Gaige Grosskreutz or the deaths of Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber.
Yeah, there's some bias in the reporting there. Come on, do better.
To suggest that it's okay for a 17-year-old to come across state lines and have an AR-15 unlawfully and to kill 2 people and nearly kill 2 more people, it's terrifying that the verdict was not guilty in that.
So she still doesn't have the facts straightened out. After being in the courtroom and listening to all of the evidence, she still doesn't have the facts straight. That's why I say her sole purpose on earth is to make Thomas Claire Binger look smart in comparison.
That's okay.
And Motley is now shifting her focus to the civil lawsuit she's bringing against the city and the county of Kenosha, as well as its law enforcement agencies. She says soon she'll be able to get her hands on all of the evidence that was included in this trial, as well as anything that's omitted. And she says that's where she could find out more information about Kyle Rittenhouse. Reporting in Kenosha, Sean Gallagher, TMJ4 News.
Yes, Kimberly, but Kyle can also find out more about Gaige Grosskreutz. You're forgetting that. And there's a lot to find out. Now, a lot of people know this, but I already did a deep dive into Gaige Grosskreutz's criminal past. I'll put a link in the description below. Be fair to say that a lot of the stuff that wasn't allowed in the trial is going to be allowed in the civil trial, including a certain robbery that took place. By the way, a robbery is a crime of honesty. That's going to be a problem. And the testimony from the police officers, this is a civil trial, okay? It's not a criminal trial. That testimony is going to be really interesting as they get on the stand and talk about how Gaige Grosskreutz continuously lied to them. So, yeah, go ahead. File your lawsuit. We'll see what happens to your boy, Gage. And by the way, Gage, can I give you some advice? Oh, and I'm not talking about staying off the booze while driving. Get yourself another freaking lawyer, dude. You got no chance with her. Seriously. If she went up against Binger, she would lose. So why in the hell are you sticking with her? And by the way, being white, she has no love for you. She only cares about people of color. And if you don't believe me, go back to the hearing with Judge Schroeder, where she brought up the person of color who was on $2.5 million bail, made a big stink out of it, while her client, Gaige Grosskreutz, sat there. He's white. So, sorry, Gage, you are You hired the wrong one. I just hope you kept the receipt. Like my video, subscribe to my channel.